Nobody can stop India from becoming a superpower by 2020. The onus lies on us. If you make in India quality products, you can make India. If you make in India a quality product, you can make India. Nobody can stop India from becoming a superpower. If each and every Indian honestly and ethically works for just 4 hours, that means whichever profession you are, whatever work profile you possess, you must give the best from your heart. Martin Luther King used to say, if it is in your destiny to clean the floors, that is to sweep the floors. अगर भाग्य में ये कभी आ गया, if it is in your destiny to clean and sweep the floors, take the broom in your hand as if you are a Picasso. Sweep the floors as if you are a Beethoven playing the piano. Collect the dirt in the plates as if you are Michelangelo. Every work has dignity. Each and every work. No work is small, no work is big. Each and every work possesses dignity. Whatever you are doing, whichever sphere you are, whatever plane you possess, if believe yourself to be Michelangelo, believe yourself to be Beethoven, believe yourself to be Picasso, and you produce a quality product. You have to believe that I am a human being, I can produce. So honesty and ethical living. जो काम चोरी करता है वो हमेशा चोरी देता है. You don't work because the CCTV cameras are installed. Don't work because you are paid. Don't wait for the 31st of every month. If you have such thoughts, you will never produce quality. Our Guru Parapujya Pramukh Swami Maharaj says one fine thing. He is the present spiritual and the presidential head of the organization. और हम लोग यहाँ जितने बैठे हैं ना, हम लोग सबका काम इकट्ठा करें. All the work that we all have done in our lives is not even 1% of Pramukh Swami Maharaj. हमारा सबके factories, associations सब इकट्ठा करें. Not even 1% of Pramukh Swami Maharaj. He has built 1,300 campuses in 60 countries. यहाँ कोई बैठा है 1300 फैक्ट्री है, 1300 फैक्ट्री या 1300 मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यूनिट ऐसा कोई बैठे हैं? More than 150 hospitals, schools, hospitals and colleges. You see the BAK Shastriji Maharaj Hospital in Atlanta. You won't find a hospital of this class run by a trust in the city of Vadodara. American class hospital. He has initiated more than 1,000 saints like us. Out of them, more than 600 are graduates, postgraduates, chartered accountants, doctors and engineers. More than 100 of them are Stanford, Yale and Harvard graduates. Why? Pure and ethical living. He says one fine sentence during our volunteer assemblies that I would like to share his thought of wisdom with you. Pramukh Swami Maharaj says in his traditional Gujarati, સમય પૂરો થાય અને રાજી થાય એ મજૂર, કામ પૂરું થાય અને રાજી થાય એ કર્મચારી. બપોરે લંચ પછી તમે ઘડિયાળ સામે 15-15 મિનિટે જુઓ કે ક્યારે 5:30 વાગ્યાને કંપનીની બસ આવી જાય હું ઘરે જાઉં. હસ્યા કે બધા હસ્યા કે બપોરે લંચ પછી ઘડિયાળ સામે 15-15 મિનિટે જોવો ને જિંદગીમાં ક્યારે પ્રગતિ નહીં થાય. You will remain as a junior or senior engineer lifetime. My very good friend Anil Naik, Chairman Emeritus LNM. He is very senior to me, but my college alumni, PDM, Vallabh Vidyalaya. We are good friends. I was in Dadar in Mumbai for about 8 years. And every on the full moon day, on the day of Poonam, Anil Naik comes to Mandir for darshan. And we often sit for half an hour for talks. Once Anil Nayak told me that he started his career as a junior engineer in 1964 with L&T. He took his first holiday. He saw the first Sunday of his life in 1996, 32 years after joining L&T. Anil Nayak saw the first holiday of his life, the first Sunday of his life, 32 years after he joined service in 1964, that was in 1996. That makes him Anil Nayak. Another my very good friend, he comes to our mandir every month in Dadar for darshan on the full moon day, K.V. Kamath. He was the chairman of ICICI and today is the chairman of the BRICS Bank in China. K.V. Kamath worked for many years taking just 1 rupee as salary with a goal in his life that unless and until I make ICICI the #1 private bank in India, I will not take my full salary. Such determination produces quality for me. આજે 28 દિવસ 31મી પગાર થશે બસ 3 દિવસ બાકી નહીં પતી ગયું જિંદગીમાં કોઈ દિવસ પ્રગતિ નહીં થાય. You will never progress in life because your sights are different, your goals are different. You have set a very low bar for yourself. You will never be a quality person in your life. So we have such rich examples right in front of us. Today in the construction of mandirs, in the celebration of festivals, people look at BAPS Swaminarayan Sanstha. BAPS Swaminarayan Sanstha, we are one of the largest NGOs of the world, the top 10 NGOs of the world, with a permanent status in the United Nations. Prabhu Swami Maharaj made it reach to this level from a very small organization in the 1970s. Why? Quality of life and thus quality of work. In your life, honesty and ethics mean a lot. See, your talent, your knowledge, your resources, your platforms and your backgrounds can open any gate for you. But only character will keep that gate open for you. The moment you lose on ethics, the moment you lose on character, all your talent, all your intelligence, all your resources, all your backgrounds, all your platforms come down crashing to zero. Nothing will stand if you lose on ethics. So the first quality is quality of your ethics, principles. Rest will follow. If you have quality of ethics in your heart, you will very casually, very easily produce quality products. Again I repeat, if you have quality of ethics in your heart, when it comes to feelings, if you have quality of thoughts in your mind, you will very easily produce quality products. Very easily. It will be a byproduct. It will be a byproduct of yours. Your best quality product will become your byproduct. Casually produced. If you are a quality, ethical person. And if you miss out on ethics, you may be anybody. The face of corporate India in the Western world, Rajat Gupta. How many of you know his story? Raise your hands. Only 5. Shailesh bhai, our story ko bata. Quality products, જે કે સ્ક્રૂ બનાવવાના હોય, બધી મશીનરી બનાવવાની હોય ને, એ તો બધી એમને બનશે. અહીંયા પહેલા ક્વોલિટી પ્રોડ્યુસ કરજો. અહીંયા નહીં કરો ને તો પેલું બધું 1 સેકન્ડમાં ઝીરો થઈ જશે. As reported in the newspapers and as proved in the US courts, Rajat Gupta, IIT Kharagpur graduate, MBA from Harvard, the face of corporate India in the Western world, 40 years of clean corporate history on the land of US. director of Goldman, director of McKinsey. Just a 5-second non-ethical practice and 40 years of corporate career gone down in drains. Gutter. As reported and as talked in the US courts, Warren Buffett, the richest investor upon this earth, he offered Goldman $5 billion of personal investment. The directors met in Moscow to decide upon whether to accept this investment or not. So that they took the decision we should accept Warren Buffett's $5 billion. And tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. we'll make the announcements. After the meeting, it is said, and by backtracking it was proved, coming out of the meeting, Rajat Gupta made just a 5-second phone call from Moscow to New York to his friend and his partner Rajaratnam. And it is said that he just said, purchase Goldman as much as you can. So this gentleman in New York started picking up Goldman shares because he knew that tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. when the announcements will be made, that Warren Buffett is putting his personal investment in Goldman, the shares of Goldman would rise. The prices will go skyrocketing. Millions of dollars of shares of Goldman were purchased by one person and one company in few hours. Next day the announcements made, the stocks rose. In the evening the company sold. Millions of dollars of profit made in 24 hours. Government attorney Preet Bharara in Manhattan, he backtracked. How can somebody purchase millions of dollars of shares on one fine evening? The second day the stocks rise to unbelievable levels, and in the evening they sell it out and they make millions of dollars. So this is insider trading, and it is a big crime in the US. Very big crime. Circumstantial evidence has proved it. Today Rajaratnam is 11 years behind bars. And when Rajat Gupta, more than 100 heads of states and chairmen and presidents of international NGOs, they wrote to the US courts, please spare Rajat Gupta, give minimum sentencing if you can. He has given so much in charity, he has helped orphanages, he has helped environmental causes, he has helped innumerable people, innumerable organizations all over the world. Please spare him. More than 100 letters of top-notch international personalities to spare him, to give him minimum sentencing. The US court announced in a packed courtroom, Rajat Gupta was there. Mr. Rajat Gupta, you are convicted of the crime and you are sentenced to 2 years in prison. When this was announced by the court, Rajat Gupta had nothing with him except tears. He could not say a single sentence, just one sentence. And that sentence has become famous, popular in the corporate world. Rajat Gupta said, my 40 years of clean corporate image has gone down to drain in 5 seconds. Your 40 years of clean image in the corporate world, in the business world, in your profession can go down in 5 seconds if you miss on ethics. लोग बोलते हैं धर्म की क्या जरूरत है? This is dharma. First dharma is pramanika, honesty. Dharma is not just saffron and worshipping God. That is the last stage of spirituality. First dharma teaches you ethics. When people say, why dharma? I tell them, ધર્મની તાકાત શું છે તમે ખાલી ધર્મ લોકો એટલે ખબર પડશે. ઇલેક્ટ્રિસિટી તાકાત એમને ખબર નહીં પડે. You don't know the power of electricity. Put your hand inside, finger inside the plug, and it will show its power. Ethics is like electricity. Values and principles in life is like electricity. You don't have the right to play with it. Even the chairman of any state, Gujarat Electricity Board ka chairman ko bhi, if he is an engineer, then a senior, an executive engineer, then he is the chairman of GEB, so 35-40 years of electricity distribution all over the state, he does not have the right to put his finger inside the plug. Electricity name na ke tu હું chairman છું, okay? Electricity કોઈ chairman ને ઓળખતી જ નથી. એ skin, flesh and blood ને ઓળખે. And ethics and principles don't know who you are. તમે 1000 કરોડ કંપનીના માલિક હો, 5000 કરોડ કંપનીના માલિક હો, whoever you are, એક સેકન્ડમાં ડસ્ટબિનમાં નાખી દો. You may be Raju or Raja, you can be behind bars. Even if the name of your company is Satyam, you don't have the right to go for Asatya practices. You can be behind bars. Even if you are the Sahara of thousands of people, you can be Besahara and Tihar. Simple. Whoever you are. કોલર ઊંચા નહીં કરવાના કે હું 20 વર્ષથી એન્જિનિયર છું. મારી મહેનત ઉપર મેં આ 200 કરોડની કંપની ઊભી કરી છે. એથિક્સમાં ભૂલ કરશો ને તો એક સેકન્ડમાં ઝીરો થઈ જશે. First is quality of life. Don't miss on honesty. Don't miss on principles and values. Otherwise it has the power like electricity. 40 વર્ષથી જીબીના ચેરમેન હોય ને એને પણ ચોંટાડી દે. Ethics has this power. Don't miss on it. And if you love ethics, if you love honesty, if you love right living, people will come to you. Resources will come to you. Circumstances will prove right to you. Atmospheres will become conducive to you. If you live a quality life, people will come to you. Business will come to you. Sitting at one place, people will come to you. Simple. Recently, BBC, they put a nomination plan on the internet to name the best citizen of the country. So all over the world, all the country citizens can name one person or any person from their country. 68% of the votes from India went for Ratan Tata as the number one citizen of the country. When he was once traveling in Mumbai, at the Malad crossroads, he was stuck in a traffic light. He saw a young couple with a young baby in their hands. Heavy showers in Mumbai. They were on two-wheeler and the gentleman was kicking again and again to start his two-wheeler. And the lady with the little boy in her hand, she was running helter-skelter for some shelter because it was heavy rains and the little toddler would catch fever. Ratan Tata saw this sitting in his Rolls Royce. There were tears in his eyes. And he said, every Indian must have a car. I will produce a car to give to every Indian. And that is where the thought of Nano first came into existence. And when he launched Nano at Delhi Automobile Show, when he presented Nano on the stage, again he had tears in his eyes. And he simply said, when the press people asked him, that you gave it for such a low price. And Ratan Tata said just one sentence. Again that sentence has become famous in the corporate world. He said, a promise is a promise. I promise to all Indians to give them a quality car for 1 lakh rupees. Promise is a promise. And I give it. That is called ethical living. After the Taj attack, Ratan Tata asked all his executives to come up with a plan so that we can help the kith and kin of the victims as well as those injured. They came up with a fine plan and Ratan Tata said in the meeting, he said only this much. And we might all have heard, read, I'm not going into the details of it, what amount of help he did to his employees. He simply said, if we are going to spend 200 to 300 crore rupees on rebuilding Taj and its dignity, why not the same amount of money for the people who work for Taj? This is quality. This is called quality. This is called quality in life. Prabhu Swami Maharaj was once asked, a person who has lived 70 years of public life. Prabhu Swami Maharaj is the recipient of more than 40 key to the cities in America. He has been felicitated with a standing ovation in British Parliament, in the Canadian Parliament, in the Kenyan Parliament. Prabhu Swami Maharaj's name is for 7 times in the Guinness Book of World Records. He has traveled to 60 countries and 18,000 villages. We with our own eyes, we have seen Prabhu Swami Maharaj at the age of 65, 70, 75, at 12 midnight, at 1 a.m. into deep interior Adivasi villages and hutments, improving the lives of people.